Gunnar, I'm sure you're already aware of the unfortunate fate of Bloody Mary's failure. You should expect a similar fate should you fail to win this tournament.
I don't fail. And even if I did, do I look like I'm worried about being excommunicated? The judges would be nothing without me. Maybe I should pass judgment on them. I would remove the Black Queen and the Commander, and turn them into a force to be reckoned with. No more monitoring and reporting, but action! Rebuilding the world into our image.
Ambitious, aren't you? Well, I have you know I've struck a deal with Tyson Blackheart in the upper brackets. The mission is now to ensure it's you and him in the final match, and he is to become the new king. You will be rewarded your vision for your loyalty.
Understood. I ask of one thing though, my queen.
Yes?
Do not interfere. I want to prove myself against this king of sport tonight. He is regarded as an elite warrior, on par with the king himself. I have to defeat him with my own hands.
You know the risks, Judge. I will grant you your request, and even more so now than before demand of you. Do not fail.
Understood, my queen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second half of the round of 16 is about to begin. And now, please welcome our next two competitors. Introducing first, fighting out of Berlin, Germany. This man is a wrestler, standing 6 feet 10 inches tall, and weighing in at 295 pounds. Representing the Pro Corporation, please welcome the King of Sport, Magnus von Schwartz. His opponent, fighting out of parts unknown. This man is a brawler, standing 6 feet 11 inches tall, and weighing in at 355 pounds. Representing Annalise, please welcome the final judgment, Gunnar. And so begins the second half of the round of 16. 4 more slots still yet to be filled in the round of 8 of this Trial of Kings tournament. And Howard, normally when you talk about contrasting styles, you're usually also talking about contrasting physiologies. Not the case with the two men standing in the ring right now, because they are both towering human beings, but stylistically couldn't be any farther away from each other.
I know exactly what you're talking about there. Magnus von Schwartz, of course, being a world-class athlete, well-versed in that Greco-Roman style of wrestling, that amateur style. He's got the technique advantage. And then, of course, this guy, Gunnar, he's pretty much what you would call an enforcer. There is nothing to his game except pure power and blunt force trauma. A very simple approach by the man who calls himself the Final Judgment, but it's effective. And now we have a standoff after a brief series of exchanges by both of these men. Right hand and another right by Magnus von Schwartz. It looked as if Gunnar was just absorbing the blows, but the third time's the charm. Standing lariat. And now Magnus seems to be in control. Front headlock follows up with one of those amateur judo style almost takedowns. And Gunnar has to regroup. Rolling out of the ring. Trying to goad Magnus out behind him. But the King of Sport having nothing of it, allowing his opponent to re-enter the ring. Both intend on a grapple. Magnus wins the exchange and rewards Gunnar with a snap suplex. Irish whip now by von Schwartz and a clothesline in the corner. Inserting that stiff bicep right into the cranium of his opponent. And now Magnus looked like he was going for a scoop slam, but there is just something about this man Gunnar. He is inhuman. The power, the mass, the sheer force that this man carries. If a guy like Magnus von Schwartz, who is right at around 300 pounds himself, can't get you up off of the ground, that's saying something. And meanwhile, Gunnar effortlessly hoisting the King of Sport off of the canvas and back on the hard way. You want to talk about power and feats of strength? We've seen plenty of it in this tournament already. But as it stands, I think Gunnar, Magnus von Schwartz, and Tyson Blackheart are probably the 3 biggest, strongest dudes still in the fight. The Red Devil punching his ticket into the round of 8 with a victory over Tommy Jonas that I can only call bizarre. But meanwhile, focusing back on this match here, Magnus von Schwartz making Gunnar suffer for his error, but this time he does go out of the ring. Gunnar once again regrouping outside of the squared circle. This time Magnus goes for the follow. And quickly, Gunnar traps him and takes advantage with some stiff shots. And now, here goes the power. Gunnar with Magnus von Schwartz, all 295 pounds of him, slammed against the ring post and then a powerbomb onto that mat. No bounce, no give on that surface. And Gunnar isn't done yet. Oh, falling Uranage again. Magnus von Schwartz goes back first. A well-developed back, nonetheless, still slammed hard against that unforgiving floor. And now Gunnar helping Magnus back in against the apron in a blatant chokehold by the Final Judgment. Of course, I say blatant with the caveat that it isn't illegal.
as I remind the folks in attendance, as well as those watching on closed circuit television, that this is an anything goes tournament. Gunnar took full advantage of that fact in his last match, beating Clayton Lang with anything that wasn't bolted to the ground. But hold on, first cover of the contest here. 1, 2, no. Kick out by Schwartz. And circling back to what it is that you said before, yes, Gunnar did use a plethora of blunt objects, including, and more prominently, a table in his defeat of Clayton Lang. Curiously enough here, though, he has chosen to go straight up against the last Lion. And we will see if that is a tactical error on his part, as suddenly a second wind by Magnus Schwartz as he slips behind and delivers his signature triple German suplexes. Magnus Schwartz, the king of sport, veteran of sanctioned and unsanctioned combat alike, looks to be set to apply a submission maneuver here, center of the ring. We've seen him use this one before in the tournament. It's a combination armbar, leg bar, and Gunnar is in a very compromising position. You can see the pain on his face as the last Lion continues to target not one, not two, but 4 different joints. Pressure being applied to the shoulder, elbow, the knee, the ankle. That is a very precarious position to be in, as you can clearly see from the angle here. On the big screen, but wait a second. Gunnar back to his feet, and oh my goodness. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This man is a force of nature here. There is just no way you can keep this guy down for a prolonged period of time. He's just too strong. You gotta wonder how much energy Magnus exerted in that submission attempt. Rolling out of the ring, possibly to try to catch his breath, but he just entered the danger zone. Because if there's one thing that we've also learned in this brief time about Gunnar, is that he loves to operate outside of the ring, where he can use the environment to continue to brutalize his opponents. And that's exactly what he's done right now. Powerbomb against the edge of the apron. And that's after a snake eyes on that very same surface to Magnus Schwartz. Gunnar rolls his opponent back into the ring and rolls his opponent back onto his shoulders. Going for another cover, but Magnus kicks out at 2.5 yet again. We were talking before about this guy's affinity for blunt objects. Let's be realistic here. He's a blunt object. And he once again drills Magnus into the ground with that falling Uranage. Going for another cover here. And again, Magnus with the shoulders up at 2. Still enough fight left in him to withstand this punishment, but how much more does he have left in the tank? Gunnar is a living instrument of destruction. The number 2 ranked judge, and a man who is amongst the most dangerous on the planet. And he's going to go for the finish here, looking for a powerbomb, but wait a second, Magnus maneuvers himself away from Gunnar and uses his head, literally. Signature king of sport with the infamous headbutts. We saw him use it to great effect earlier. This time he uses the trifecta, and that is a setup for the broken will. Out of nowhere, incredible. Magnus von Schwartz delivers his finishing maneuver and looks to finish Gunnar here, cover, but no! Gunnar just kicked out of the broken will. In my many years of covering this man in professional wrestling, no one has ever kicked out of one of them, let alone two. A second broken will by the last lion. And Magnus von Schwartz goes for another cover. And again, Gunnar kicks out. I don't believe it. This is absolutely incredible. That is the heaviest weapon in the arsenal of the King of Sport. And Gunnar's kicked out of two of them in succession. Is Magnus going for a third? Yes, he is. Broken will for a third time. And Magnus is fired up right now. Look at him. Not going for a cover though. I think that he knows that probably wasn't enough. So he's going to try to add on some insurance here. A veteran approach by the King of Sport, not letting the emotion get the better of him at the fact that Gunnar has withstood all of the offense that he has administered up to this point. Just continues to apply pressure until the big man breaks. A second set of triple German suplexes by the last lion. And now, Magnus von Schwartz setting up for broken will number 4. Goes for the cover. This has got to be it. Except it isn't. 4 broken wills in this match to no avail. Magnus is going to have to pull some new trick out of his playbook here. In the corner. And Gunnar back to his feet. Magnus, oh my goodness! He just tackled him down from a standing position. This guy's a human wall. Mass times velocity equals impact. But in this case, Magnus was the velocity and Gunnar was the mass and the impact. And now he takes advantage with that running powerbomb. I am still at a loss for words here. Magnus von Schwartz just literally ran into a wall. And he still doesn't know where he is. But Gunnar does. And now Magnus is the one on the shoulders of his opponent. And Gunnar with that devastating neck breaker. I guess we can call it the Devastator. Because that's exactly what it just did. And Gunnar wins. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by 3 count fall. Gunnar. Well, if this match was a case of the irresistible force versus the immovable object, I think we know which one of those Gunnar actually is.
Rough go out there, Magnus, but you did prove to give me some valuable information of just what I'm gonna have to do to kill that monster. What makes you think you can do better, Travers? It's simple. You play too nice. What you need to realize is that there's no code of honor here. It's a blood sport. Kill or be killed. You've got to be willing to do whatever it takes to win, even if it means your opponent never gets back up. So that's what you plan to do against Gunnar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a match before that. Against the Golden Boy. Easy work. The kid's head's in the clouds. He's a lot like you, as a matter of fact. He thinks this is a competition. I'm gonna prove to the both of you that this isn't a proving ground. It's a battleground.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for match number 6 of the round of 16 of the Trial of Kings tournament. Please welcome the principals for our next contest. Introducing first, fighting out of Coldwater, Michigan, USA. This man is a grappler and freestyle fighter standing 6 feet 6 inches tall and weighing in at 275 pounds. Representing Dot Bank, please welcome Killer Willy Travers.
I got a question for you, Chris. How long do you think you can put up the act of not being in excruciating pain?
I heard you were here. Shouldn't you be hiding from Yakuza goons right about now?
You've got your modern-day shoguns confused. Katanashi's the one with the goons, and you're still not answering my question.
Let me ask you a question, Kevin. Why do you care?
You can feel about me however you want to feel. No matter what bad blood we've got, we're still family.
Family? You've got some nerve.
Didn't you get laid out already for being a hothead? You think that attitude is going to work against a man like Willy Travers? The second he finds out your ribs are busted up, he's going to try to break you in half. It's time to bottle up that emotion, Fenix. There are no heroes here. If you want to win, then you need to become the monster.
The only way to beat a monster is to become one yourself. So John hit you with that one too, huh?
Nope. Someone else. But still family either way. There's a lot that John left out of our training, because I guess he didn't want us to end up in places like this. Kinda ironic, don't you think, brother?
You and I are not brothers. Not anymore.
That's where you're wrong. Whether you want to admit it or not, we're both just branches off the tree of the man they call the King of Fear. And whether you like it or not, we carry on a legacy that goes back longer than either of us have been breathing. One that's soaked in blood. It wasn't a coincidence that they targeted you. They could have gone after John, Double XL, Jason Jones. Hell, they could have sent that meathead after me. But they went with you. And why? Because you're the Boy Scout. The only man who hasn't walked the dark roads. You're the shining star. They see that as weakness. So a word of advice. Don't think of this like a match. This isn't for sport, and it isn't for show. It's for survival. I know the fire that burns in you. You've always been a beacon, but starting right now, you need to be a beast. Because you're standing across the ring from nothing but beasts.
from here on out. Yeah, sure. Thanks for the tip. Good luck, man on fire. May the odds ever be in your favor.
And his opponent, fighting out of San Francisco, California, USA. This man is a wrestler standing 6 feet 6 inches tall and weighing in at 240 pounds. Representing the Kronos Corporation, please welcome the man on fire, Krystian Fenix. Never in a million years did I expect to see a match like the one that we are about to witness here in match 6 of the round of 16. Two men of the same discipline but completely different styles. The man they call the Killer, Willy Travers, legend of Vale Tudo and cage fighting, and Krystian Fenix, the former XWA heavyweight champion of the world. Not only are these two men of contrasting concepts, Travers being the more technically sound, ground-based operative, as you can see him exploiting here in the early portions of this match, while Fenix, the more aerial, athletic, and acrobatic combatant of the two, a hybrid wrestler if ever there was one. And here we see some of that quickness by Fenix. Quick knee right to the face, kicking Travers over the top rope, and Krystian Fenix tapping into his lucha libre arsenal with a springboard hurricane runner through the middle ropes. And he's knocked Travers for a loop outside of the ring. Fenix plying the majority of his craft under the tutelage of another legend of combat sports, as well as fellow XWA combatant, the evolution of combat, John Payne, at the vaunted School of Hardcore. And right now, Fenix getting a little hardcore with that swinging neck breaker from the apron back to the once again unforgiving floor below the squared circle. Fenix goes for the first cover. And after that quick onslaught, Travers right back to his feet and look at the killer. Quick combination of strikes. And now he's got Fenix on the ropes, literally and figuratively, finishing with a Russian leg sweep. We're talking about ground tactics versus athleticism and quickness versus technique. There's one factor you forgot to mention, partner, and that's youth versus experience. Travers has probably got Fenix by at least 20 years or better. This man knows the game inside and out, and he isn't going to fall for too many aerial tricks by the man on fire. You're right about that one, Howard. The previous onslaught by Fenix looks like it just succeeded in agitating Travers. And Travers has no reservations whatsoever, slowing the pace down and picking his opponent apart. And right now he's locked in an omoplata, known to most casual MMA and wrestling fans as a triangle choke. Whatever it is that you want to call it, it works, it's effective, and it will do a ton of damage. But look at Fenix, back to his feet and showing some upper body strength. You gotta wonder how much that has taken effect on him though. Little labored into recovery. And Travers right back on the attack. Fireman's carry, and he follows up with a teardrop suplex, make it two. How about a trifecta? Fenix is hurting right now. All those moves, they're taking some serious effects on him. Fenix has a never say die attitude though. He would rather burn out than fade away. But he might just fade the way that Travers has been assaulting him over these last few moments in this match. Little ground and pound there. And now Fenix once again at the mercy of the man they call the killer. Couple of shots to the gut, Fenix down in the corner. Here comes Travers, oh goodness. A knee straight to the temple of the man on fire. Travers goes for a cover. But Fenix gets both shoulders up and breaks the pin. Travers immediately on the follow, wasting absolutely no time, continuing to administer offense. And once again, going for another triangle choke, center of the ring, trying to get Krystian Fenix to submit. But no, instead he breaks the hold, possibly just looking to do some added damage for whatever else it is he has planned. Another discus right hand by the killer. I don't know, partner. You tell me if this looks any different to you, but it looks to me like Travers is just toying around with Fenix right now. Willy Travers has had a history of being very vocal about his opinions of professional wrestlers, making the claim that they're all for show and they don't respect the discipline. Krystian Fenix has for many a year been a face of professional wrestling, so perhaps there might be some validity in that observation, Howard. Maybe Travers attempting to set an example here. Another pinfall attempt by the killer, but Fenix kicks out yet again. And Willy Travers just stalking Fenix right now like a vulture over a dying carcass. It's been all Travers for the past couple of minutes. He's just mauling him. Travers now to the ropes, and speaking of mauling, almost kicked Fenix's head right off the shoulders. Willy Travers taking it to the man on fire here in a way that I have not seen in a very long time. Another shot to the gut. But wait, have a look at this. Krystian Fenix catching the boot of the killer and sweeping him down. Face first to the mat. Fenix now on the apron, and he's the one stalking his prey. Springboard forearm. And these fans firmly behind the man on fire. The crowd participation is not going to help. How about a Fenix smasher, however? Krystian Fenix going to the big guns and now to the top turnbuckle. Fenix splashes on the way, and no. Travers got the knees up right to the ribs of Krystian Fenix. He literally impaled himself on Travers' knees, then eats a half Nelson suplex. Travers goes for the pinfall, but Fenix again, just pure intestinal fortitude to kick out, but the damage has been done. Travers with a butterfly suplex, tossing Fenix overhead. And as I already said, the damage has been done. You're right about that. Fenix has been favoring his midsection this entire match. Every time Travers has done something to the body, like a suplex or a hold or whatever it is. Fenix kicking out of another pretty predicament. I don't know if this kid's got more guts than brains. He's been taking a beating. Nothing wrong with calling it a day if you ain't got nothing left in the tank. Surrender has never been an option for Krystian Fenix. He will fight till his last breath. But you do have to wonder if that point in time is soon to come. Superplex by Travers and follows up with a Falcon Arrow. Beautiful tandem technique right there by the killer, who goes for another cover. And once again, Fenix gets his shoulder up. Some signs of frustration on the face of the killer right now, as he seems to be unable to put his opponent away. So Travers goes right back to the beatdown tactics. Stomps right to those ribs again. Kick to the side of the face, and again more tandem combination grappling on display by killer Willy Travers. Ending with knees right to the small of the back. And you can see the labored movements of Fenix. Does he have the strength to get out of this submission maneuver? Willy Travers administers a lapel lock. He just keeps on chipping away at Fenix here. How does it have to feel to breathe for Krystian Fenix right now? All that damage to the midsection and the ribs, it's gotta make the effects of this move 10 times worse than it normally would be. But look at Fenix fighting his way out. Shot to the chest, and Fenix bouncing to the ropes, and quick forearm. And Fenix kicks back up to his feet, fighting through the pain as he fights his opponent. Quick combination there, ending with a spinning wheel kick. Travers now on the apron, takes a shoulder check to the gut and out. Onto the floor goes the killer. Phoenix now on the top turnbuckle, dangerous territory in his condition. He goes for the high risk maneuver, but gets nothing. Sidestepped by Willy Travers, who administers another half Nelson suplex. This time Fenix's head and neck crashing onto that unforgiving floor. Travers driving Fenix into the steel steps right against those damaged ribs. And the writing is on the wall right now. All this damage to Krystian Fenix's midsection has definitely winded him. You can see his movements that much more labored as Travers drives the knee right up into the skull of Fenix against the apron. You can see Fenix taking a little more extra time on that top turnbuckle just to catch his breath before attempting the high-risk maneuver that failed. And Travers, once again, taking advantage of his opponent's weakness. It still ain't enough to put Fenix away though. This kid just doesn't know when to quit. It's starting to look to me like Travers might be running out of ideas. He has had the majority of the offense in this contest, but none of it has been able to keep Krystian Fenix down for a 3-count fall or submission. That never say die attitude of a man on fire has helped him to overcome so many insurmountable odds over the course of his career. And it looks like we might be seeing another example of that. Fenix countering what would have been another superplex more than likely, and goes for the coup de grace. Double stomps right to the heart of the killer. Fenix again with another combination of strikes, and Travers is starting to backpedal now. Modified fisherman suplex by the man on fire. And it looks like he's about to go on fire. Fans once again on their feet, but once again Travers cuts him off at the pass. Quick shot, shoots the leg, and then goes ground and pound on Fenix, and Travers looking for another half Nelson suplex delivered to perfection. Drags Fenix out of the ring, hooks the leg once again. Another pinfall attempt by Travers, and again Krystian Fenix shoulders up at 2.5. Travers is looking even more frustrated now. But just like that, after a brief moment of hesitation, Fenix with a counter clothesline and follows up with a lion salt. Right off of the middle rope, crashing down into Willy Travers. Single leg drop kick off the bottom rope, and a knee right to the temple by Krystian Fenix. Has the momentum finally swung in the man on fire's direction? Spinning roundhouse kick, and you can hear the impact all the way up here in the announce booth.
As the kids say nowadays, that one has some stank on it. They still say that, right?
Middle rope rendition of a Fenix splash, and Krystian Fenix fired up yet again. Let's see if he is able to continue to pull on this offense. Every time previously he's got something going, Willy Travers has cut him off. Fenix back to the top turnbuckle yet again. This time going for a full-size Fenix smasher perhaps, but no, Willy Travers catches him in midair. He caught him in midair and locked in another lapel lock.
This is it.
It's gotta be it. There's no way Krystian Fenix has anything left after this. Willy Travers breaks the hold, but has he extinguished the fire of Krystian Fenix? Hooks the leg. 1, 2, no! Krystian Fenix will not go down into the silent night. And Willy Travers will do his best to finish the job, but no. Hesitation by Fenix. And he answers back with an enziguri right to the back of the head of the killer. Fenix now front headlock. Opposite rope. And another attack to the back of Travers' skull off of that falling neck breaker. Travers rolling outside of the ring. It is Krystian Fenix. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? The man on fire cleared the entire ring and bounds on Willy Travers. Looks like the kid's wings are still working after all. The man on fire rolls the killer back into the ring, and Willy Travers' eyes are glazed over. Fenix now delivers another Fenix smasher. And Krystian Fenix finally with the momentum in his favor with that underhook DDT. Still have no idea what he calls this new trick in his arsenal, but it's got Travers down and out center of the ring, and from out of the ashes the man on fire rises. Fenix Splash! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by 3-count fall, Krystian Fenix. Unbelievable athleticism, intestinal fortitude, and just plain old big cojones. Krystian Fenix is the real deal. And with that, another match is set in stone for the round of 8, as Fenix will move on now to face the final judgment known as Gunnar. As he makes his way out of the arena, a triumphant battle against Willy Travers, and wait a sec, Fenix is hurt. Just how much damage did he take in that match? Somebody better get some medics out here.
The agony of losing a fight you were so sure you'd win. It must be like a knife in your ribs, Travers. If I'm not mistaken, you lost as well. I only lost the match. You lost your pride. So long has the killer believed himself invincible, only to have reality hit him like a blazing phoenix. Besides, it's not pride or glory that fuel these two young men. It's desperation. I saw it in both matches. Both are desperate to prove themselves for completely different reasons. It makes them reckless, dangerous, willing to do what they wouldn't have before, as we unfortunately had the displeasure of experiencing firsthand. Titles, Crowns, thrones. These things make no difference to them. Their fight is the only one that matters. We are but role players, and our work here is done.
So what? You're leaving? Just like that?
It's time for me to go back into the surface world for a while, William. The eldest of my young lions is close to the goal we set forth when I first met him. If he is to become the heavyweight champion of the world, I am going to be in his corner. Until fate brings us together once more, Travers.
Shit.
Krystian? Jesus Christ. Are you okay?
I'm still breathing, so I'll keep going. He's next on the list, the man I'm here for.
You shouldn't be here. Not just here, but in your current condition here. You shouldn't be competing at all. Don't you know I'm given all current medical reports for the entire XWA? You have bruised ribs and haven't been cleared to return until you've sought medical attention. That was over a month ago that you were attacked. Are you trying to end your own career, or worse?
I'll get medical attention when I've got the job done and put that vanilla gorilla in the dirt.
You're just as stubborn as he was. The apple never falls far from the tree, does it?
None of you understand. I'm doing this for me. Everywhere I go, all I hear is about how I have a silver spoon in my mouth, or I'm a golden boy because I started training with the Firehearts and then came to the school. This isn't about where I came from anymore. It's about where I am. Everything I have was almost taken from me that night. You have any idea how it feels to have something you hold dear nearly stolen from you?
Actually, I do. It was just hours ago that I had to defend what I've built, and with a concussion no less. This is you doing the same thing in your own way. I understand completely. It's ironic, actually. You call yourself the man on fire, and what happened to you is the spark that lit this Inferno. If anyone should know the truth of all of this, it's you. But first, we need to get you patched up. Can you stand?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now for match 7 of a round of 16. Please welcome our next 2 competitors. Introducing first, fighting out of New York, USA. This man is a freestyle fighter standing 6 feet 6 inches tall and weighing in at 255 pounds. Representing Gunnar Securities, please welcome the Knockout King, Sydney Striker. and his opponent, also fighting out of New York, USA. This man is a brawler, standing 6 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 265 pounds. Representing Silent Cloud, please welcome the King of Power, Elijah Silver. This match right here is one that I've been really looking forward to, partner. Sydney Striker, trying to be as unbiased as possible, is one of my personal favorites. This kid's probably got the fastest hands in the whole tournament. You of course are referring to the amateur boxing background of the Knockout King that predates his professional wrestling career. Training, of course, at the legendary Dojo in Tokyo, Japan. Sydney Striker, a fast rising star in View Japan Pro Wrestling. And he's got some quick feet to go with those fast hands. Hasn't given Silver an inch to start this fight. And oh, look at him go here. Sydney Striker with things well at hand to start off this contest. I think he's kind of showing Silver up right now. Definitely wasn't expecting an opponent as elusive as Sydney Striker. And Silver looking a little embarrassed right now, picking himself up off of the floor and getting back into the ring. The Knockout King allowing clear re-entry back into the squared circle for his opponents, with some words exchanged to the King of Power, followed by an exchange of strikes that Striker, as his namesake would suggest, gets the better end of. Definitely not sweating his opposition, despite it being a man of the reputation of Elijah Silver. Got him pinned in the corner here, but wait, look at that, quick slip by Silver. He pulled Striker in, and now he's going to look to finally get some offense going in this contest. Another exchange of words there. Silver and Striker have been very vocal with each other in the opening moments of this battle. This is just a clean old-fashioned New York style street fight. Both of these guys are Harlem bred, even though they obviously went to different paths to get to where they are right here and right now. But it just goes to show you can take the kid out of the street, but you can't take the street out of the kid. Well, it's those street tactics, that hood mentality, that has put Elijah Silver into the position of power that he currently sits in. But as it was said in the movie, the man who won the very first Trial of Kings tournament wants the world and everything in it. Now gloating over the downed Sydney Striker, he hooks the leg and goes for the pin. Only a 1 count, however. Striker getting the shoulder up super quick, and a shot right to the kidneys by the Knockout King. He follows up with a single leg drop kick right on the button, and then follows up with some more heels to the face of the King of Power. Another stiff Sobot kick right to the gut by Sydney Striker, measuring Elijah Silver and sends him over the top rope for a second time. I don't think Striker's gonna let him off easy this time. Oh! High risk, high reward for Sydney Striker. And he is in the driver's seat. Front headlock now by the Knockout King. And Elijah Silver eats some silver. Or should I say steel, in the form of steps, right to the face. Sydney Striker showing absolutely no mercy at this point in the contest. Back on the apron now, looking for some more aerial artistry perhaps. Striker back up to his feet and back down in a big way. And look at Sydney. Showing off and showing out here at the Trial of Kings tournament. Goes for the cover. Only a count of 2, however. Yeah, I don't know how many of those Silver's got left in him. He's getting worked over right now. Oh! Speaking of getting worked, that one reminded me of when Downtown Don Brown laid out Sam Gunnar in the 6th in 96. Is that a knockout blow for the Knockout King? No. Shoulder up by Elijah Silver again at the count of 2. But man, was that a shot. Striker on the follow now. Looking to get right back on the attack here. Maybe planning out his next move, but no. A slight hesitation by Striker gives Silver the opening. And he just raked the face of the Knockout King right against that top rope. And that is not a very soft surface to be grating human flesh against. Like I said, straight tactics, no frills, nothing fancy about the approach from the King of Power. And now he will look to get back into this fight. Series of strikes right there, backing Striker into the corner, putting him in position here. High angle power bomb coming up by Silver into a pin combination. But Striker fighting his way out of that predicament and avoiding the 3-count fall. Nonetheless, Silver will no doubt try to continue to prolong the punishment on Sydney Striker. Irish whip to the opposite corner. And a stiff lariat there. Another whip and another clothesline. And Silver with a sidewalk slam. Center of the ring, down and out is Sydney Striker. And Silver perched on the second rope. Delivers a guillotine leg drop right across the neck of the Knockout King. He's definitely succeeded in putting the hurt on Striker now. This is anybody's match.
Silver with the pop-up headbutt off the Irish whip. So much force is favoring his own skull. Hooks the leg for another pinfall attempt here.
And again, another kick out by Striker. Silver beside himself. Throwing the big bombs, but still not enough to put his opponent away. We've been seeing a lot of that happening over the course of this particular leg of the Trial of Kings tournament. Some beatings being administered. But this has probably been the most back and forth contest so far, and just like that, it looks as if Sydney Striker is about to swing the seesaw the other direction yet again. Front drop kick right to the chest of Elijah Silver. And Striker using his head, taking advantage of a swift counter, delivering an exploder suplex. Now what's he got planned? How about another variation? Back-to-back exploders by the Knockout King, showing some technical wrestling acumen here. Using the lessons he's learned well from the Blue Samurai Yoshitogo, here to bowl over the King of Power. Top rope, Striker's got his man in perfect position and delivers a savage elbow. Snap into that. Sydney Striker, once again, going for the kill here, and more stiff shots. A double decker there right to the temple of Elijah Silver. And Sydney Striker's got all the momentum in the world and delivers the patented Dragon Whip. Elijah Silver is down and out. Wait a second. Hold on. No, you gotta be kidding me. That's Adrian Aries. Adrian Aries has interfered in yet another match in this tournament. What the hell is he even doing here still? The God of War making his presence felt for a third time. Hammer of Aries right onto the floor, and Striker goes down in a heap. Adrian Aries gave an assist to his buddy Bryce Schaefer in the group stage, and then reappeared again with a third man and triple teamed Riot in Group D. And now it appears he's handing another assist, this time to Elijah Silver. Another elevated power bomb by the King of Power. And oh gosh, don't tell me this means what I think it does. Well, don't forget, partner, it's all legal. Anything goes. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by 3-count fall, Elijah Silver. Well, by hook or crook, mostly crook, Elijah Silver is one step closer to his ultimate goal.
Damn, man, I had that match won. What the fuck did that juiced up Kid Rock want to be getting involved for? Oh shit, Rasputin. Vasily, man, get up. What happened, dog?
Someone blindsided me as I returned back here from my match. I never got a chance to see faces. It was premeditated attack.
Probably Silver's boys trying to get some payback.
No, They are not coordinated enough. Whoever this was knew when and where to strike. I did not see them coming until it was too late.
You might not have seen them, but I've got security footage that answers that question.
And you are?
Breaker. That's all you need to know for now. What you really need to know, though, is who did this to the both of you, and why. I think I've got the answer to that as well.
Then speak.
The man who blindsided you, Rasputin, is an individual who goes by the name of Kincaid, British mercenary, who's currently associated with a group that calls themselves the Blood Rose Foundation.
I recognize that dude. He was in there with Kid Rock when they jumped Riot in Group D.
Yep, the very ones. I'll give you 3 guesses who's the ringleader.
Adrian Aries.
And for whatever reason, Ares saw fit that Silver would be the man who advances forward to face the king. The $1,000,000 question now is why? That's where I come in. I've got a plan, and I'm gonna need your help. Rasputin, you and me are scheduled to fight in the next round. I propose a forfeit of that contest, and instead the 3 of us challenge Ares and his 2 cronies. If they win, well, let's make sure they don't win. But if we win, I'll forfeit and let you advance to fight either Blackheart or Katanashi in the semi-final round. We nip them in the bud, you move on, Vasily, and you get to have a little payback, Sydney. It's a win-win.
Why are you helping us, Breaker? You're a CEO in this monarch, no? Would you not wish to take Riot's place as the king?
I get asked that a lot. I'll tell you why. Because there aren't many good guys in this consortium. Riot happens to be one of them, and he needs a little help to make sure that the bad guys don't make life miserable for the entire free world. You two are a lot alike. A lot like me. And him. It's not about power for you. It's glory and honor. But right here and now, you can stand for something even greater than that. So what's the call, gentlemen?
You can count me in. What about you, Vasily?
Da. Even though it seems the more answers we learn, the more questions replace them.
Hey, Stryker. There's another reason I came up with this plan. And that's because, believe it or not, you and I have a lot more in common than a love of the sweet science.
Yeah, cause you know, I got my own $1,000,000 corporation as a side hustle to underground fighting too. We're peas in a pod.
Funny stuff, kid. But let me tell you a story. There was a time long ago that I had a real problem against wrestlers. Since I'm a boxer by trade and all, grappling wasn't my forte. I needed to find someone who could show me how to counter it, maybe even use it myself. I found out that a wrestling dojo was opening up in Japan, and even with me being a gaijin, the head trainer took me in because he heard of me from the underground. Here, let me show you an old picture of us together.
You trained with Togo?
He had to start somewhere, right? Maybe in another life I could have been a world champion in boxing and wrestling. Maybe even show you a couple of tricks you don't know. As it turns out, we're here, in a secret underground tournament for control of a shadowy consortium that controls 90% of the corporate world. But even with that said, Dojo brothers don't leave each other hanging. You got robbed, point blank. You might be eliminated,
But you can still go back to View Japan on a high note after we take care of this.
Maybe I might stick around for a minute. See what these tricks you're talking about are.
Who the hell do you think you are? I didn't ask for anyone's help to win that fight. I didn't think permission was necessary, Mr. Silver. We basically came to the conclusion that it'd be more beneficial for you to advance to the semifinals, considering our mutual adversary. Riot. Isn't your boy Schaefer fighting him next? You don't sound too confident he'll win. Bryce is a competent fighter, but he's as reckless as he is merciless. In the event he doesn't win, I need a backup plan, and that's you. Do you know who I am, Blondie? I don't do backup. Oh no, I don't mean it in that context. I mean it as in the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If Bryce can't get the job done, we, collectively, sure as hell can in the next round. So an alliance is what you're proposing. And what do you get out of this? A seat at the table when the king of power becomes the king of fear. And to be a part of the end of the reign of Riot. We can play ball, but if you even think of turning on me, it'll be the last mistake you ever make. Pleasure doing business.
Tonight my name goes down in history. Bryce Schaefer, the man who dethroned the king. I like the sound of that.
Sounds delightful. It'll be a pleasant dream to have for eternity.
Huh? That's some tough talk coming from someone who doesn't say it to my face.
Be careful what you wish for. I wonder, what happens when a man who calls himself merciless begs for mercy? Do you think you're worthy of it? Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the final match of the round of 16 of the Trial of Kings tournament. And now, please welcome our final two competitors. Introducing first, fighting out of New York, USA. This man is a wrestler standing 6 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 265 pounds. Representing Monarch, please welcome the King of Fear, Riot.
Vigilance, please for my force. This ain't good. Think of the worst thing that could possibly go wrong, Hellhound. Even that ain't close to this. Weak. 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 You've gone soft, oh king of mine. You feel too much. You have so much concern for the fate of all things, when all things must die. A harbinger knows this, and doesn't question it. But you... That's not you talking black. It's her. She's trying to take over.
And it was so easy to do, Aspect. You could protect them when they were by your side. But you didn't just separate from them. You abandoned them. Too concerned with the burden of your throne. They resented you. They thought you had changed. And that is what I used to weave my web around their troubled minds. Now, your sword and shield are mine. You will be next.
You just can't help using people, can you, Juragumo? Black, Haley Jonas, even Yuriko.
The body of Yuriko Tanaka has served me well from the day I found her, scrapping for whatever she could in the remains of Hiroshima after the Americans destroyed it. So much sadness, so much rage, but even that has its limits. I will weave my web around Haley's mind and be born anew in her, And with that new power, not even your aspect will be able to resist me. But enough talk. Let's see how sharp your blade is. Will you hold back against one of your boys? Because I assure you, he will not hold back against you. It is as I said all those years ago. No one escapes my web.
Unless he got an extreme makeover over the course of the last couple of hours, that will look like Bryce Schaefer to me. No, it's not. That's Black, the Light Eater, one-time ally and partner of Riot's. Alongside of the Bone Collector Crossbones, they collectively were known as the Riot Squad and were easily the most dominant faction in all of professional wrestling. It looks like those days are long done, however, as Black came out here and is now attacking his former ally. Now have a look at this guy's face. I mean, as if the face paint ain't creepy enough. Look at that marking on his forehead. It looks a whole lot like the same spider insignia that was on Tommy Jonas's head for a while in that match he had earlier on against Tyson Blackheart. And that exact same sigil was on the garb of the woman he came out here with. They just seemingly teleported from the ring to the stage area. I don't believe I'm actually saying that, but we all just saw that happen with our own two eyes. I've got no idea what is going on here, but I can tell you this much. This aura, this cold and eerie energy that is suddenly filled the arena is very familiar. We felt this same energy with Jonas while he had that branding on his head. And we also felt it when Riot had eliminated Malcolm Morrison. But wait a second. Black just, oh my goodness. He just pile drivered Riot from the apron to the floor. This is not normal, partner. Nothing about this is normal. Black just pulled a chair from out under the ring and just nailed Riot right in the back of the head with it. And you gotta believe that this mystery woman in the no mask standing on the stage has got something to do with all of this. As I now think about it, this isn't the only time that I've seen that sigil on someone. On several people, as a matter of fact. Including Tommy Jonas's little sister, Haley. I thought it was just some kind of insignia, a symbol or something, but there is definitely something a lot deeper going on here. And I can't put my finger on it, but it is certainly a destructive force, to say the least. And speaking of destructive forces, Black continuing to dismantle the King of Fear. I just got word from backstage. They found Bryce Schaefer alright, completely knocked out. Well, Black and his escort are not here in any official capacity. So if Bryce Schaefer is unable to compete, that means that Riot would advance to the next round via forfeit. That is, assuming he makes it to the next round. At this state, the King, however, fighting back. Electric chair slammed to Black, and now showing signs of life after the Light Eater's onslaught. Black slowly getting back to his feet, but it looks as if Riot has taken control of the situation. Crucifix powerbomb. He calls it the Riot Act. Red to his former brother-in-arms, or perhaps current brother-in-arms. Clearly, there is something not normal here. Black just got right back up to his feet now, looking almost curious. And I don't recall ever seeing Riot be gun-shy with a chair in his hand. But he hesitated for quite a few minutes there before striking the Light Eater down. And look at this, Black right back up to a knee after taking a shot right to the face by a steel chair. And Riot buries him with a tombstone pile driver on the chair. He's getting back up again. These two could probably do this all night.
His aspect has grown even stronger. I will not be able to fight him in this depleted body. Haley, she is the key. I must take her physical form. It is the only way. Sword, we must leave this place. Leave him to his mortal battle. You have grown stronger, Aspect, but I still hold power over you until we meet again.
That was her, wasn't it? Juragumo. I'm going after her. Hold on, Jonas. If she has taken control of both Black and Crossbones, ain't no way in the hell you're beating those two by yourself. Saul's right. That's why I'm gonna need the both of you to go after them. You sure about that, Fate? It looks like you're moving on to the next round, which means you're going up against Silver. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got your old friend Adrian Aries in his back pocket now. I think we can all agree that there's worse out there than a couple of power-hungry hyenas like them. Most of the others still in the mix have all been plotting, planning, and scheming their way into the best position to take the throne. And I took the burden on to make sure none of them ever got the chance. They only get what they want when I'm dead. And if Juragumo is right, I'm the harbinger of death itself. So what's there for me to fear? I'm the king of fear. It's time for the monster to come out. Riot's rules are now in effect.